Good evening, our viewers. Thank you for watching Rest TV and thank you for tuning in to this favorite show, Business Insights. With me, your host, Pastor Herbert Lumwama. Publishers play a very vital role in bringing content to the readers. Uganda's publishers have done a great work of promoting local literature and supporting authors and then bringing the books close to the readers. Today on Business Insights, we are honored to host Vast Publishers. Vast Publishers is the #1 publishing company in Uganda. Over the years, they have dedicated themselves and they have done an excellent work of producing education resources for schools. Madam, you are most welcome.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, viewers. My name is Catherine Nasonko Chirabo, and I am the legal officer of Vast Publishers Uganda Limited. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for those amazing accolades. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yes, Madam Chirabo, we are privileged to have you on Business Insights. What is Vast Publishers? If a person is hearing Vast Publishers for the first time, what is Vast Publishers?
Vast Publishers, like the name suggests, is a publishing house. We came into existence in 2022, so we've been in operation since 2022. We came to be known as Vast Publishers since 2022. We major in distributing books, publishing books. We take on different manuscripts from different authors. We aid in publishing, the process of publishing, because there are different times where we engage with self-publishers. So also matters to do with printing, we do that as well.
Now, in details, can you take us through your line of service as Vast Publishers?
Okay, what Vast Publishers does. Okay, so first of all, we have a head office here in Kampala. And what we majorly do is, like I mentioned earlier, we take on manuscripts. We also author books as Vast Publishers. Yes, we come up with different content, we edit it, we publish it. We take on individuals' manuscripts depending on the rights that they want to convert to us. We also do the publishing. We aid in editing different authors, because there are situations where authors do not have all the full resources to carry out the editorial process. We aid them in the same. We also do distribution for certain companies or certain titles and distribute them all over Uganda. Currently, we are the exclusive distributor or agent of Moran East Africa here in Uganda, for it having phased out of Uganda. Yes, so that's our line of work, really.
What kind of education resources do you produce?
Here at Vast Publishers, we have different textbooks approved by NCDC. We have atlases. Currently, I'm sure a sample will be shown. Yes, a sample will be shown here. We do atlases. We also do readers, different readers for all stages of life. So we have readers for ages 0 to 9, measuring around several activities. So English, math, you name it, we have it. We also have novels. I beg your pardon, we have autobiographies. We have books by individuals. We also have the same. Yes, those are the kind of books we deal in.
Apart from educational books, do you also produce Christian books or inspirational books?
We do produce both. We do produce inspirational and Christian books. For the Christian books, we have Christian books by the readers. So toddlers, children, the different stories told in Sunday school. Yes, we have those illustrations and different stories in the Bible. For inspirational books, we do have the same. currently we are the publishers of Sowing the Mustard Seed by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We also have another inspirational book by the late Brother Kalema, My Life is But a Weaving. So yes, we do publish inspirational books. Yes.
So can you call upon the church leaders, because you have said you produce Christian materials mainly for Sunday school?
Yes.
Can you call upon the church leaders to come and access those different literatures of Sunday school? Look into the camera and call them.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that opportunity. So, as you know, our church leaders and religious leaders are mainly pillars of society. And so as verse publishers, we call upon several religious leaders in society to access our services, to utilize us being in Uganda, purchase books that they will use in Sunday schools. They can also, do their own writings, and we could also be of help when it comes to publishing. So I call upon them to purchase books of such nature for their church members, for their children, also books that they could donate to the community and the like. Yes, please come. As verse publishers, you are very welcome.
Now, you have said that you also do the editing.
Yes.
If a person has authored a book, you help them do the editorial.
Yes,
you do the editing.
We can aid them in facilitating the editing. When I say facilitating, we look through the manuscript you brought to us. When I say editing, I mean we look at the changes that need to be put in place. I'm not only speaking to grammatical errors or things of that nature. I'm looking at organization, the flow. It should be a coherent read. We also look at the viewers, the situation that we are looking. We don't look into changing your main objective when it comes to the book, but we look into aiding you to organize it, to make sure that your message is portrayed as well as you want it to be portrayed. Yes.
Okay. And now, apart from publishing, do you also do the distribution?
When we mention distribution, yes, we do distribution. When we speak to distribution, what we mean is we have warehouses. We have one at our head office and another in Uganda. So in those warehouses, we have different copies. So what we do, since we are a publishing house, we avail them to booksellers. What we also do is to also provide books to different institutions like schools, secondary schools especially, and primary schools, because usually primary schools take from us atlases. What we mean by distribution is to ensure that booksellers, say Aristoc, this is not an advert, but say Aristoc accesses books from us, certain titles that are within our docket, it does access books from us. So yes, that's what we mean by distribution.
Okay. Now, your tagline is excellence with passion.
Yes.
How have you made this a reality?
Okay. So excellence with passion being our tagline, we have ensured that the books we bring on market, the books we bring to our customers, our clients, are those of great quality. So what we do at Verse Publishers is to treasure quality over quantity. So we ensure that, first of all, the books are authentic. The ink is of great quality, the paper quality as well. When you look at our books, the ones that come as soft covers are laminated. They are long lasting. It's something you can put on your shelf and know that you can pick it up anytime and it's still in good condition. The hard copies we have are also the same. So what we do is we prioritize our readership. So the people that are going to read, will they be able to read the books? Will they enjoy the books? Will they be able to see what they're reading? Is it vivid enough? Is it clear? That's what we do as Verse Publishers. And I'm sure so far we haven't done a bad job.
Yeah, yeah. Now, the education resources that you produce,
Yes.
basically for only schools or for institutions and universities?
Okay, as vast publishers, we have a myriad, we have a variety of those. So we do produce for primary schools, even kindergarten schools, elementary schools, we have the same for that. Primary, we have also university books, even other institutions. So I'll give you an example. As vast publishers, we have a book, Where Women Have No Doctor. This is a book you can use day to day. So you can use it in a home, you can use it at school. We have different
The title is Where a Woman?
Where Women Have No Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So
the book is all about what?
What the book is about is different remedies you can use, first aid mechanisms you can use while at home. So in the event that an individual at home gets a heart attack and you have called an ambulance and it hasn't arrived, or you don't have a car and you cannot be able to reach the hospital in time. So it becomes easier for you to open Where Women Have No Doctor and see the first aid you could give. Also, it allows new mothers, because as you know, not every place has quick access to hospitals. So with your home, you can open this book of ours and see that, okay, if the child has a certain rash, what kind of rash is it? Is it a heat rash? Would just applying Vaseline or whatever oil I have aid in easing this rash on my child? And different challenges that women go through that can be remedied at home. Sometimes we have constipation. What are you going to do in that situation? Sometimes an individual is dehydrated. That is all, that they're only dehydrated, but dehydration can show different symptoms. So what do you do? How do you prepare ORS? Things of that nature. Yes. When do you need a hot bath? When is it good for a mother to have a cold towel, a cold pressed towel? What do I do when there's a snake bite and I can't access a hospital immediately? So Where Women Have No Doctor is a book that would be great to have in a home, to have in schools, say the sick bays, to have even at workplaces, at different places, in different places of access. Where Women Have No Doctor is a great book.
So do you have other inspirational books apart from that one?
Inspirational books?
That you produce apart from that one?
Aside from Where Women Have No Doctor is not an inspirational book. It's an aid book. It's an educational book that can be used anywhere. But inspirational books, for now, the autobiographies we have are Sowing the Mustard Seed, as I earlier mentioned, which is a book by His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. What it does is take us through his life as an individual, the challenges he has faced, but also it brings to light his political journey, where he started off, the different political parties he was in. He journeys us through the developments that have been done in Uganda during his reign as the president, and things of that nature. We also have another book. It's an autobiography as well. It's by the late Rhoda Kalema, who passed on this year. Very unfortunate. May her soul rest in peace. And what it does, it tells us her journey in life as a mother, as a politician, and as a woman in general. It tells us of her childhood, the war times, the struggles she faced, how she managed to make her voice heard and the voice of Chiboga heard. She speaks to us about the challenges she faced with and without her husband, things of that nature. All of that can be found in her book. So we also encourage authors to write books like the individuals I've mentioned, to be ready to share their stories and allow inspiration amongst the youth. Yes.
Someone once said that there are three greatest enemies of Africa.
I'm listening.
Number one is poverty.
Yes.
And number two is sickness and disease. And number three is ignorance.
True.
Ignorance can be eradicated by accessing information. Uganda has a poor reading culture
True.
that has affected the growth of publishing industry.
Yes.
What can be done to improve our reading culture as Ugandans?
Well, it starts with us. Definitely starts with us as an individual. We need to adopt a mentality where we want to improve ourselves in day-to-day life. So reading culture, I believe the best way to do this is as individuals, say also if you have families, encourage your children to read, because the older generation must work to bring up the younger generation. The best way to do that is read books with your children. Encourage your children to read. Also in schools where children go, I believe it's very necessary and essential that these schools have book weeks. They have book days during the week. They have reading hours for children to allow themselves to get used to seeing words and not pictures, and also engage them in different activities, say puzzles, or have different games and rewards where children can adopt the reading culture. Also, encouraging children through song. If we encourage children to read a book and turn that book into a song, it increases the reading culture as Uganda. So I believe also making books easily accessible to Ugandans would aid in improving the reading culture. And how can we do this? Our schools, like I earlier mentioned, church communities as well, allowing donations, or churches themselves having reading hours in a week. Say that the church organizes a certain time, TNT, for children, for adults to come and read a book, any book that allows you to improve your literature, that allows you to broaden your mindset. Yes. And also our leaders, if individuals see the leaders reading and the leaders encouraging other fellow adults to read, we would go a great way, like a great mile to improve
Then,
readability.
do you produce books in different languages? Because maybe some of our viewers may be saying, me, I don't know English. So some of the books that you produce, do you produce books in different languages? Maybe in our local languages apart from English?
That's a great question. We do delight in having books that are not only limited to Luganda. We are very alive to the fact that not limited to English. We are very alive to the fact that not every person can read English. And so we have books that are in Luganda and other languages all over Uganda. So in the event that an individual requires such a book, it would be great if they reached out to us and we would give them the options that we have. Yes.
Now, when we are growing up, we used to have different books
Yes.
that had different stories.
Correct.
Actually, you talked about parents reading books to their children. We used to read different books with different stories.
Yes.
And we learned different stories
And skills as well. I
and
believe.
skills during our growing up.
Yes.
So I want you to encourage parents to look for books and read books to their children.
True.
Do you also have books on different stories?
We have a wide range of readers. When I say readers, I mean books, simple books that a child can read. Get up a book speaking to a ball and the story, their journey with the ball, or their journey with their chicken pen. So we have such books. And like you mentioned, it's important to have parents involved in the reading culture of their children. So, of course, like earlier mentioned, I do encourage parents. We have a wide selection of books. I can't name one for one because there are many. So we encourage them to come and access our books or access them via our website, because we do have a website and it shows the different readers we have. It doesn't exhaust all of them because there are very many, but we have a huge selection. So it teaches your child skills like counting. It teaches your child skills like interaction and networking with friends. It teaches your child skills like sharing. And above all, you're creating a bond with your child if you read together and when you read to them, because you're aiding their skill of reading and learning and conceptualizing as well. It creates memories for the children. So that eases the process of learning, reading, and understanding.
In some countries, they do a lot of homeschooling,
Correct.
and they bring different materials for the kids to study at home.
Okay.
I want you to encourage parents out there to come at Vast Publishers and buy these materials,
Okay.
and they keep them in their homes, so that a child can go to school, but when the child comes back at home,
There are
different materials, maps and stories and what that they can continue with studying with those simple materials that you have bought and you have brought them in your home.
Okay. At Vast Publishers, like our presenter has mentioned, we have world maps, we have atlases, we have different textbooks in art, in biology, in science, in English, in math. We even have revision books. So books that, like, the candidates that have just recently finished, the P7 candidates that just finished their exams. We have books of that nature, you know. We have books that aid individuals, candidates in S4 and S6 as well. We also have, physics. Did I mention art textbooks? I believe I did so. So we have all the subjects that a child would require or the child would use during school. And so it's very beneficial to the parents and to the children if they could access the same in their home libraries, if it would be easy for a child to pick a book off the shelf and make themselves conversant with the content therein. I also have to encourage parents that for us at Vast Publishers, we have up-to-date material. So materials that are used in the current curriculum, understanding that it has changed from the previous one, we have. So it's easy access, it's great access actually for parents and children as well. Yes.
As Vast Publishers, do you have different branches across the 4 regions of Uganda? Because now our viewers, now they are asking how they can access you.
All right. As Vast Publishers, currently, unfortunately, we do not have regional offices. However, we have our head office in Kampala. It's along Sapolukagwa Road. It's on Gastro Book Center building. And we also do deliveries across the country. We can ensure that the books are easily accessed to you. We sell in bulk, so it would be very easy for you to access the same. Give us a call using our office numbers. Give us, we have a website running, so we are easy to access, and we'll try to ensure that you receive the resources that we have. Yes.
Now, mention the telephone numbers, the contacts.
Okay. So at Vast Publishers, we have 2 office contacts. We have 0782 367 738. That contact is also on WhatsApp. We also have 0739 326 3227. Yes, those are office numbers.
Okay. You have told us you are located on Sir Apollo.
We are located along Sapolukagwa Road, on the building Gastro Book Center. So we are on 2nd floor of that building, and the moment you take the stairs, you'll see our offices. It wouldn't be difficult to locate them. Yes.
Now, social media, I believe, is a threat to publishing companies
Certainly.
How have you made this threat for your own benefit?
For, like you mentioned, our vision, we aim at excellence at all times. So we've tried to move with the age. We've tried to ensure that we have social Instagram, we have a website of our own, we are on WhatsApp. We are aiming to create a TikTok account so that we also reach a younger audience. We posted different activities, community service based activities, because as vast publishers we treasure readability. So we've tried to ensure that through donations, it's been easy to access some of the materials we have. We've also tried to air out different discounts that we have on social media, so it's really not difficult for an individual to know that, oh, Vast Publishers has a discount sale right now. Like we have one going on. It's a 30% sale on all our atlases. If you buy 20 copies or more, we give you a 30% discount sale, and it's going to run from November to December of this year. So we encourage our viewers. We've actually also used social media to our end, because now I'm here and I'm speaking to our viewers. We're trying to increase our readability. We're also trying to publicize our materials and to see that they reach the rightful people. Yes.
You have a strong reputation in producing well-designed and relevant textbooks
Yes.
as vast publishers. How have you made that kind of uniqueness from others?
Okay. Our strategy. Our strategy is simple. We've been mentioning it since we started this program. Excellence. So, like I earlier mentioned, we value quality over quantity, but also, I'm sure unique to us, we value our customers' opinions, their views. We take them on. We listen to the complaints, the comments, the compliments that they give us. If they inform us that, well, this is a good book, but this needs to change, we look into it. And if really this is something that should change and it's not positively affecting our customers, we work on that. So we work with the people that use our materials and less about thinking about the profits.
What are some of the challenges that publishing companies face in Uganda?
And certainly I speak to all the publishing companies in Uganda. As publishing companies, our first and foremost problem is piracy. When I speak to piracy, I'm speaking to copying the content that we use. So photocopying it and taking it from its original nature, the quality of the production that we have. So you photocopy and make the books we have easily accessible to other individuals. So you buy a copy from us and then you photocopy that copy, make it your own and distribute it. That has caused a lot of losses to our business. It's quite harmful, because where an individual would have sold 20 copies, they sell one because a person has bought a copy and distributed the rest through photocopied material. Another issue we have is our business is seasonal. There are seasons we work greatly, especially when children are going back to school. We are in business. During holidays, it's a challenge to have books bought or purchased from us as publishers. Then perhaps another issue would be, like you mentioned, social media, because it has lowered the readability of individuals. A lot of people prefer to read a tweet or just something posted on a status or on Instagram that is not really the whole book, just a few parts of the book, and a person pauses to have read the book. So it has affected our readability, because it also takes away the value of the books. People don't think it's important to read a book. Why should I read a book if I can just look at images or people dancing. I'm not putting to shame that creative, but it has really stolen or taken away the need to read a book or people's desire to read a book. Yes.
What does the Uganda Publishers Association do, the UPA?
Well, the UPA, Uganda Publishers Association, is a trade association. So its mandate is to really fight for the needs, the grievances, to stand up for the publishers in Uganda. UPA works with several organizations in Uganda, but distinct to it is that when we have issues as publishers, when we have grievances, we present them to UPA. And what UPA does is to try to find means to resolve that issue or our grievances. They represent us at different stages in the country where one publisher cannot stand. They stand as the voice for all. So we run to UPA as our rescue master. Yes.
Okay, okay. What is the difference between barcodes and ISBN, the International Standard Book Number, and barcodes? What is the difference?
Okay. Allow me to start with a similarity. Similar to barcodes and ISBNs, they are numbers. They are serial numbers. However, what distinguishes a barcode from an ISBN is that a barcode is simply an identifier for different exports out of Uganda. Yes? So it creates versatility. We know that if a country has 660 and continuing numbers, this product is from Uganda. So if the product has 660
that
it's
is
from
Ugandan
Uganda.
code.
Yes. So we use this when we're exporting different things.
Those are barcodes.
Those are barcodes. Yes. Now ISBNs are traceable numbers, unique numbers for books. Like you mentioned, international
standard
book number. So it's a unique identifier of a book online. So it eases traceability of a book, especially when you're doing sales. So what ISBN does is that it identifies a book that is being sold online, and we know that when this number comes up, it's this kind of book, and also allows individuals or institutions to know that this is the number of books that have been sold online. This is the profit we've gained from such and such a book. That's a simple difference between a barcode and an ISBN.
Okay.
Mainly ISBN online. Barcode day-to-day things, like different materials. Yes.
Different materials for sales.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the ISBN, is it managed by UPA, the Uganda Publishers Association, or the Uganda National Bureau of Statistics?
I believe neither. The institution that is mandated to give out ISBNs is the National Library of Uganda.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yes. So National Library of Uganda.
It's located on Buganda Road?
Correct.
Okay.
It actually has a website where you can easily access an application for the same. You apply for your ISBN and it takes you through the process. It's really not rocket science. The moment you get onto their website, you can easily apply for one. Yes, so it's in charge of issuing ISBN. Yes.
What about the barcodes?
The barcodes, it's UNBS.
UNBS.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Of course, our viewers needs that difference.
Yes.
So the barcodes are issued by NBS, the National Bureau of Standards.
Yes.
and then the ISBN are issued by the
By
Uganda Library,
The National Library of
the
Uganda.
National Library of Uganda.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now, if I author a book
Yes.
and I don't put the ISBN, so that book is not mine?
Oh, no. A book being yours, or you being an author or having ownership to a book, is what we call copyright. Copyright is a legal right of an individual that has had an original idea and put it in a tangible form. Because what copyright does, it being a legal right, it protects your creativity. Copyright protects your original works. Different from ISBN, it is not a legal right. It is simply an identifier of a book of an individual. So if Catherine wakes up in the morning and they have an idea of a book to author, and Catherine puts it down on paper, in Uganda, when Catherine puts that idea she had on paper, and it is original, it is not copied from several places, it is her idea that she has put in tangible form, Catherine automatically gains copyright. Now, Catherine can decide that she wants this book to be sold online, be sold internationally. So Catherine will seek an ISBN to have that unique identifier to allow her to sell her books online to any individual that would like to access it. Yes.
What are some of the big projects that you have worked on over the years that you are proud of as Vast Publishers?
As Vast Publishers, we've had several projects that we've carried on, but our most recent one that we are very proud of is we did engage in a bid submission. So that involved creating our own material in textbooks and different instruction materials for the current curriculum. It was a bid this year. Yes, it was a bid for this year by the Ministry of Education and Sports, and we did participate in the same. I'm sure we came up with great material. So far this year, that is our greatest achievement, and that's our most recent achievement. Yes, we have done that.
There are so many authors out there. Do you, as Vast Publishers, do you buy books? Do you buy copyrights from authors? Maybe someone has authored a book and you look into it and you love the material. Can you buy the copyright if the author is selling his copyright, is selling his book, and do you buy copyright?
You've actually asked a very, very good question. It's very pertinent for authors to know this. Now, allow me to speak to an author's rights, the rights they have, and the rights that they can give away. So, an author, like I mentioned, once you put down your idea, have your book, you have copyright. You have moral and economic rights as an author. What moral rights means is you have a right of recognition, whether you use your actual name or a pseudonym. A pseudonym means a fictitious name. You can come up with River, and we have Bells and Chimes by River. I'm just thinking outside the box anyway. And so as River, you can decide to give Vast Publishers your economic rights. Economic rights being you assign or transfer some of the rights, like maybe reproduction, which are secondary rights, reproduction, distribution to Vast Publishers. So what Vast Publishers does is to take on those economic rights that you've given it, and depends on the limits that you've given Vast Publishers, and it continues to distribute your material or the permissions that you've given it. So you can license, you can assign to Vast Publishers to distribute your material, to reproduce your material, but that mandate still stays with you. So if you give Verse publishers your book as River, Verse publishers cannot use River, a book by River, if River has not given Verse publishers permission to use its work. So within the docket of you having moral rights, you have the right to assign your other rights, which are the economic rights that come with reproduction, to Verse publishers. What Verse publishers cannot take away from you is a right of acknowledgement and the right of ownership of that book. So in this situation, it would mean that when Verse publishers distributes books for you,
They
if it
cannot
makes-
change the title
without your permission.
without the
Verse
permission.
publishers cannot change your title without your permission. Verse publishers cannot make adaptations. When I say adaptations, I mean maybe change the language of that book without your permission. Verse publishers cannot put other content in alterations of your literary work without your permission. Yes, so as an author, you have the say in how your material is used by Verse publishers.
Do we have a Copyright Act in Uganda?
We do. We do have a Copyright Act. It's a copyright. Yeah, it's CNRA, and it is Cap 222 of 2006, Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act of Uganda. It's the law on copyright that's in force right now. However, there's a bill that has been tabled. It's a 2025 bill, and it looks into some of the advancements that have come into play, some of the things that need to be changed. But overall,
Because we have had this kind of narrative and saying for quite long, we need a copyright law, maybe from people in the creatives.
yes,
We need a copyright law, we need a copyright law. It looks as if there is no Copyright Act at all
in Uganda.
in Uganda.
I beg to differ. That's a very, very wrong assumption. Uganda definitely has an act that protects individuals' copyrights. And that act recognizes that an individual has moral and economic rights. That's one. It recognizes the situations of infringement. It also recognizes the penalties where infringement is done. It recognizes different works, derivative. It recognizes literary works like what we deal in, because as Verse publishers, we deal with written work. We deal with books. So that's recognized as literary work. The Copyright Act is out to protect creatives, musicians, movie producers, movie directors. It's out to protect also music producers. It's out to protect musicians. I think perhaps people have not known much about it, but URSB, being in charge of so many other things and copyright, has tried to create awareness, and I'm certain it's doing a great job, because it's now online. It has a website. You can access URSB online. So if you want to register a copyright of your own, like I mentioned, when you have your work and you put it in tangible form, you automatically gain copyright in Uganda. But it would help if you had proof. When I say proof, I mean certificate of ownership, proof of ownership, a certificate of copyright. So you make an application to URSB. You pay. You fill in a form, which is your application. You pay assessment. I'm certain now with URA, I'm sure the registration fees are 50,000 Uganda shillings. You put in your application to URSB, and within no time, once it is found that it's true, this is an original work, this is the author, because in the application you have to put your name, the title of your work, the type of work you're doing, the nature of the work that you're doing, your date of birth, and all the necessary requirements. URSB will give you your certificate of ownership. What it has done, because previously in the process of registration of copyright, you had to gazette your application. recently, as of 26th September 2025, by virtue of the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Amendment Regulations of 2025, that requirement has been removed. So you do not need to gazette. I need to mention that I don't speak for URSB, but this is what is in force now.
That is in the amendment bill?
It's in, no. This is a regulation.
It's a
This is not a bill.
Okay.
The modification is not in the bill. It is in the regulations, which are in force right now. So you don't need to gazette to receive a certificate of ownership.
Okay.
You simply need to apply to URSB and they'll give you a certificate of ownership.
Okay.
When we speak to the bill...
No. Before we go to the bill,
okay,
take us through different copyrights.
Copyrights. Okay. Oh, okay. So, different copyrights. Okay. I think the easiest way to explain this is
different creatives.
Yes, the different creatives. So copyright is a right given to different works, like literary work, like I mentioned, the kind of work we do, but also derivative works like a musician. You come, you perform, you also have a copyright. As a performer, you have copyright. As a producer, you mix your beats. Someone is singing a song, correct? But then you also came up with a different beat. You have copyright. Because if it is your original, I beg your pardon, if it's your original work and it's tangible, we can hear, we can see, we can touch, you have copyright. But if it's just an idea, you're not guaranteed copyright because we cannot hear, we cannot touch, we cannot see that idea. It cannot be copyrighted. We also have copyrights in in choreography, dancers. If someone comes up with their own choreography, they have copyright.
Okay.
Plays, someone comes up with their own plays, their stage directions, they have copyright. Movies, dramas, they all have copyright. If it's an original work, if it's an original work in the creative world, you have copyright.
In 1 minute, what are in the amendment, the Copyright Amendment Bill of 2025?
Okay. I think I'm going to mention some of the practical, essential things that are in the bill. So currently, the bill is suggesting, again, I do not speak for URSB, I have to mention that. Currently, some of the amendments that the bill has put in place, it has introduced reversionary rights. I mentioned moral and economic rights. Now, moral rights always stay with the author, but economic rights are transferable. So in these economic rights, what the bill is suggesting is that after 20 years, they go back to the author. So because the author has the right to transfer these rights, it is suggesting that after 20 years, regardless, it goes back. So still in that clause, it suggests that, well, you can transfer your rights for 5 years, 15 years, but after 20 years, it goes back. That's one. Two, it has recognized reprographic copying. Now, when I say reprographic copying, you might think to yourself, but you said if you copy, you're infringing copyright. I beg to differ, because now you see, as creatives, we need inspiration, correct? So reprographic copying could include things like photocopying, things like scanning, things like transferring the material to the audio and things of that nature. But you need consent of the author. If you have consent of the author, then you can copy the same. However, the bill is limiting that reprographic copying to only 5% as a one-time or in a period of 3 months.
Okay.
So you can only copy 5%, not less, not more. It has to be
5%. Then
Yes.
time is not on our side,
Unfortunately.
but I want us to at least talk about the case that that was between MK and Najemba. That case, what do authors learn from that case, and what do publishers learn from that case? In 2 minutes.
All right. So that case is easily accessed by the public, but the case of Anne Najemba versus MK Publishers teaches authors this one thing, I beg your pardon, authors, that they have copyright. As individuals that have original works, they have a right that is recognized by the law. And as individuals, they, one, have to be recognized that they are the authors of that work. Two, they have a right to claim their disgruntlement over their work. If it is changed, if it's distorted, if it's altered, they have a right to cry out for the same. And the legal avenues in Uganda are working well within their reach and well for them as authors. As publishers, it also teaches us one thing, that because an individual has given you their work or brought you their work, it is not a guarantee for you to use their work without their consent or in any way of your liking. That you must seek consent from these individuals, these creatives, give them respect and the credit they deserve for the work that they have done, and allow them to have a written contract. Actually, one thing I did not mention is that when you are transferring all these economic rights, any of the nature, it must be in a written contract. And the bill seeks to recognize that these contracts have to be registered. URSB registers contracts and gives them an instrument number. So if you enter a contract with a publishing house, or if someone has written lyrics and they want to give them to a producer, write a contract. Because as an individual, as a creative, you have commercial rights. You deserve for your work to give you yields if it is used in a commercial way.
Okay.
Yes.
It has been a pleasure having you on Business Insights.
Thank you for having me.
So I want you to look into the camera and direct people where to find Vast Publishers.
Okay.
And the contact.
All right. So Vast Publishers Uganda Limited is located along Sao Paulo Kagwa Road on 2nd floor, level 2 of Gastro Book Center. The moment you take the stairs and get to 2nd floor, it will be very evident because it shows our offices are marked that Vast Publishers Uganda Limited. In the event that you cannot find the location, if you're lost, we also have a website. It's vastpublishers.com. You can easily access all the information that you require from there. We also have an Instagram page, Vast Publishers Uganda Limited. We also have a WhatsApp number and an office number. Our WhatsApp number is 0782 367738. Our office number is 039 326 3227. Yes.
Thank you, Madam
for having
Catherine.
me.
It has been a pleasure having you on Business Insights. Don't forget to catch us the same time, 7 to 8 p.m. every Friday here on Rest TV, Woomera. Bye-bye for now.